Hi guys, all of you good morning and good evening. And folks, welcome back to DevOps and DevSecOps, multi-cloud and on-premise. And once again, welcome back to Jenkins fourth class. Today we are entering into the Jenkins fourth class. So if we go to our last three classes, in first class we have discussed about introduction to Jenkins. In second class we have uh, gone through practical for installing Jenkins manually on-premise and VMware on VM. Practically, we have installed Jenkins by using manual step by step. Coming to third class, yes, we have created one more new VM and we have created one shell script file. That is, this one is the shell script file. Just we kept in file format, shell script file format, and saved and given that to execute permissions. Then we have applied this file dot slash shell script file. In the same Alma Linux on local VM. Successfully we have installed and configured. The same script, whatever we implemented on local VM, the same script we have implemented on AWS Red Hat Linux. Successfully we have installed and configured Jenkins on AWS console also. Guys, if you want to configure Jenkins, there are different methods. By using this shell script, or else without shell script, we can install Jenkins configuration by using Ansible also. By using Ansible playbook, yes, we need to implement this all steps step by step in the Ansible playbook. By using Ansible playbook, at a time, we can install n number of servers. Instead of single VM, instead of single instance, we can install the same configuration in multiple servers if requirement is there. I mean, for example, if you want to install and configure 5 Jenkins servers or 10 servers or 2 servers, more than one. Yes, we need to install step by step manually by using shell script also. By using shell script also, we need to implement that. It's a little bit heavyweight and it will take a lot of time. If you are using SCM software configuration and management, by using software configuration management, yes, we can install and configure at a time in multiple servers by one single file, Ansible playbook. That is the advantage with Ansible. Instead of Ansible, we can use Chef also. Instead of these two also, we can use SaltStack, Puppet. These all are the software configuration management tools. By using these tools, we can manage and we can control entire environment. That is the advantage with this software configuration management tools. I mean that SCM, not a source code management. It is a software configuration management. Instead of this all, you can choose any one platform, either cloud or on-premise. By using Docker containerization, yes, we can create n number of servers within the seconds. Once you finish one setup process, after that we can use remotely and locally and we can create within the seconds n number of servers. If you have that high speed configuration, high-end configurations, yes, per second we can create 3 to 4 instances, 3 to 4 VMs and instances. VMs are calling in local VMware, and VMs are calling in Azure technology also, Azure cloud also. At the same time, yes, that VM calling as an instance in AWS. This instance and VM are both are calling as a container in Docker containerization terminology. It's a very lightweight and very easy to handle the infrastructure, virtual infrastructure. Okay, guys. So if we want to see that one, yes, I'll show you that one also. That is also very important. That is also very good for practice. Your end, guys. Okay. So what we should have? We should have one Linux machine, guys. Mostly I'm using Linux servers only. So we can use on Windows machines also. Yes. Docker server. Okay. So I'm going to creating one VM with the 2 GB RAM and one processor. Let me increase some more. Just wait. Now, guys, I'm giving four processors. Correct. Yes, I'm giving 8 GB RAM and 4 processors. Guys, you need to understand about infrastructure. This Docker, firstly, the primary concept, once you enter into the Docker, the first or primary one, you need to concentrate on hardware technology, hardware infrastructure. It's playing main key role on that part only first, initially. Whenever we are not having sufficient resources, hardware resources, Docker technology is the better one for industry. And by using this Docker technology, nearly the business holders are going to reducing their investment minimum 40 to 50% of their budget. If they are spending 100 rupees or $100 for one environment, either cloud environment or monolithic or what is that? Virtualization. If you are using this Docker, if the client using this Docker technology, yes, the client can reduce up to 50% of expenditure on his environment expenditure, because this Docker supports us multiple ways. This Docker technology helps on multiple ways. One side software environment configuration and one side hardware environment. By using Docker, yes, even the employees also losing their jobs. When the clients are using this Docker technology, In some cases, in some areas, yes, the clients or business holders are going to terminating the manpower also, because it gives us very flexibility, compatibility, easy and very less expensive budget tool. That is the power of Docker. See guys, usually how many we are having here? How much we are having that? See guys, my total, this is my lab. So this is my total hardware. The total hardware is 16 GB RAM, 8 processors. 16 GB RAM and 8 processors with 8 core processors. And this is the storage. And this is the storage. If I want to configure DevOps complete end-to-end environment, it will take minimum to minimum, we must have at least 30 servers. 30 servers. I mean that 30 VMs. If you are going to configuring small project also, at least we must have 30 VMs for high availability and for our data storage and build and source code configuration, SCM configuration, software configuration, and Kubernetes, blah, blah, we must have. Repository management purposes, code quality purpose, monitoring purpose, load balancers. Yes, guys, storage purpose. But each server, how many servers required? At least minimum 30 servers required. At least each server at least reach with configuration must have at least 8 GB RAM, at least 4 processors. At least 4 processors on each server. If I want to configure that environment, 8 GB RAM with 4 processors on this laptop, is it possible? Yes, guys. Is it possible? No chance. No chance. The overall RAM is 16 GB. Out of that 16 GB, at least we need to spend 2 GB RAM or 4 GB RAM for Windows. At least if you are spending 2 GB RAM for Windows, yes, the remaining 14 GB RAM is there. 14 GB RAM is there. Yes, we can create 14 VMs by 1 GB RAM. By 1 GB RAM, we can create 14 VMs. In some areas, we can work with 1 GB also. In some areas, we can't work. At least we must have 2 GB for spin up some environments. So it's not possible. There are 30 servers requirement, but here we are having only 14 GB RAM. If you create 14 VMs with 1 GB, there are shortage 16 VMs. Even the RAM also not compatible. And here we are having only 8 core processors. Here we are having 8 core processors. Okay, guys. If you spend at least 4 core processor for each one, 30 into 4, 120 processors required. Where are? Here only we are having 8. Out of 8, at least we must give 2 processors for Windows, because we are going to using VMware on Windows machine. Without Windows, there is no VMware and there is no VMs. So we must provide at least 2 processors for Windows. Okay, remaining 6 processors are there. So how is it possible? How is it possible for 30 VMs? See how much we are having shortage. Yes, when you are going to creating 30 VMs with 8 GB RAM, yes, nearly 240 GB, 240 GB RAM is required. Yes, are we having 240 GB RAM? No. See how much we are having problem. Yes, these are the major challenges in the industry. Every business holder facing two major challenges. One is the infrastructure and one is the manpower. Without infrastructure, if you are going to managing manpower, loss. Without manpower, if you are going to managing infrastructure, yes, business loss. Okay, if you want to spend this both, yes, he need to invest huge amount money on the business environment. It's very difficulty. So how he can handle the business? This is the major challenge on every business holder. So that every business holder, they looks like to reduce expenses. Always their mindset goes that side. Yes, we need to reduce expenditure. We need to reduce expenditure. We need to earn profits with less expenses. Yes, we need to invest less money and we need to earn much more. Every business holder look like this. See, okay, this is their formula. So how they can do? Yes, nowadays, okay, business holders are getting huge money by using latest technologies. They are earning money. They are not getting losses. No one not getting losses. The same business, still every day to day, they are increasing their business. They are increasing their revenue with less infrastructure. Both side, manpower side and this resources. The reason is manpower also, the employees also, I mean that who are looking for jobs, who are doing the jobs, they are going to learning new concepts and new tools which are in the market, trending tools for protecting their jobs. That is one reason. At the same time, business holder also is they are trying to implement new technologies. They are recruiting latest technologies manpower, and they are using latest technologies softwares also. Hardware side and software side, even manpower also. He is ready to invest on hardware and the software side, but manpower is not available with the latest technologies. How he can do the business? So by recruiting latest technology manpower, yes, is overcoming his problems. Okay. Nowadays, this Docker and Kubernetes are playing main key role in the every business platform. Okay, guys, you got it now, my point. So here also, as a DevOps engineer, as a programmer, as a developer, if you are the Java developer, if you are the C developer, if you are the Python developer, you must learn this containerization technology. Every DevOps engineer, every software engineer, 70 to 80% of the software engineers, developers, system engineers, hardware engineers, yes, you must have this containerization technology because it's providing huge facilities with less infrastructure. That is the advantage. So if you want to spin up multiple servers with multiple technologies, So how you can spin up by using this Docker with less hardware resources? With less hardware resources. See, at present, this is my lab. I'm having only 16 GB and 8 core processors. Yes, we can spin up 50 to 100 VMs. 50 to 100 VMs we can spin up by using Docker without getting any kind of pain. Painless environment we can configure. Stressless environment we can configure. Within 1 minute, we can configure 100 VMs. Within 1 minute, we can configure 100 VMs. Within 2 seconds or within 5 seconds, we can destroy 100 VMs or 200 VMs. If you want to configure one physical server, how much it will take time? If you want to spin up and put into one server, yes, it will take minimum 2 hours or 3 hours or 4 hours. If you want to set up end to end from scratch, cabling, installing softwares, and what is that racking, okay, and debugging that setups. After that, if you want to install the packages and all, yes, it will take 24 hours time. If the server is not available, physical server is not available, what we have to do? We need to buy. If we want to buy, maybe the server is not available in our local. We need to buy somewhere. We need to, yes, transport it. We need to transport from that location to our location. Hardware manpower required, cabling, electrical manpower required, and the OS engineer required, operating system engineer required, and software engineers required. See guys, how much manpower required? Okay, these are the major challenges. If you're having that high-end configuration with a few servers, if at least if you have that 4 servers or 5 servers with a high-end configuration, yes, we can configure end-to-end without zero downtime. Okay, guys, without zero downtime, yes, we can run the servers. That is the power of this containerization. And you can configure your own cloud by using OpenStack. By using OpenStack, that is the open source cloud. Yes, by using that OpenStack, yes, you can configure your own environment, own cloud. You can manage, you can set up end-to-end the firewalls and all. Yes, you can run globally by using this containerization also. By using this containerization, yes, we can spin up our own cloud by using OpenStack. Okay, yes, there are so many technologies nowadays, but we must have that knowledge and experience, okay, to grab the jobs. Okay, now guys, so the reason for discussing about this Docker, if you want to configure the same environment or the same environment, Jenkins environment and Docker container also, yes, we can configure. And coming to Docker, yes, Docker is Docker Hub. Docker developers are providing huge open source ready-made images. Ready-made images mean just like a hotel food, like a semi boiled food. Just buy that material, bring into your home. Just if it is semi boiled, just the remaining whatever the pending boiled is there, just boil that. Just okay, you can serve and you can eat it. It means you need not to prepare yourself end to end. Already prepared item is there. Just serve and eat it within the seconds or within the minutes. Your task you can finish within minutes. That is also one advantage. And Docker providing one more advantage. maybe this is not right time to discuss about in-depth Docker because you will be in confusion. Maybe we are going to deviating. Okay, actually, I'm not going to deviating little bit. I'm taking that introduction also for easy understanding. That's my opinion. So that reason I'm going on that side. Okay. So, however, I'm coming back. Let me show you how we can configure Jenkins on Docker also. If you are having that Docker knowledge, if you are not having Docker knowledge, nothing to worry, nothing to worry. Okay. So separately we are entering into the Docker concept one after one. Yesterday we haven't discussed about that, what is that cloud technology, but we have implemented. At least you can do some practice, knowingly, unknowingly. Okay, with knowledge or without knowledge, you can do something that. But the thing is, you must not divert or you must not use other services in AWS. Whatever I did, just follow those steps. At least you can see that if we try to do 1 or 2 times, you will get some knowledge. You will get some knowledge. So once we enter into that complete that AWS cloud, yes, we will start once again the scratch. So once we started discussing about AWS cloud, yes, we are going to using EC2 instance, subnet, security grouping, now NAT gateways, okay, storage, everything we will discuss. That time you can understand. Yes, already we saw that EC2 instance. Oh, this is the purpose of EC2 instance. You can understand easily. Okay. So that is the concept. And here also, yes, Docker we are using. That is the reason for using Docker, guys. So let me start. So now what I have given, guys, I have given 8 GB RAM and 4 processors. I have given 8 GB RAM and 4 processors. Okay. So on this mission, now what I'm doing that I'm going to installing Docker. I'm going to installing Docker on this VM. The same configuration we can on cloud also. But here we need to take one separate class for networking concept, guys. Because if we are going to using DevOps environment in multiple areas, I mean that on-premise, on cloud, there are some varies. Okay, we must knowledge and experience working with some these networking concepts. I mean that protocols, port numbers, okay, inbound, outbound rules. Okay, so in on-premise, we need to configure manually. Who are working as a system engineers, network engineers, they have to set up each and every one individually because it's a blank here. It's a blank here. We can do whatever you want. Without doing that, yes, we will be in trouble. Okay, guys. But coming to AWS, that networking console is different. I mean that port numbers, protocols, inbound, outbound rules, we need to configure a separate location. AWS providing multiple services individually. But those all individual services working together on our services. I mean that, for example, if you want to launch one instance for Jenkins, yes, we are choosing processor and RAM one somewhere, and we are choosing the storage somewhere, and we are choosing that VPC somewhere, we are choosing subnet somewhere, we are choosing route services, NAT gateways somewhere. Okay, guys, and monitoring we are choosing somewhere, and security groupings, we are somewhere for one particular IP. Okay, static IP. If we want to provide static IP, yes, we must use that service separately. But we are gathering all services and we are allocating to one instance. Without this, the service, that instance won't work. So we must have those services knowledge and experience, but not like this, but not like this on-premise servers. Okay. Yes, if you are choosing that AWS cloud, that's a little bit easy to employees. If you are choosing that on-premise, not that much easy, but we can learn in-depth subject. We can learn in-depth subject. That is the advantage here. Okay, guys. As a human, as an employee, we need to configure end-to-end from scratch servers, that physical servers placing, racking, mounting, and what is that? Cabling, power cabling, network cabling, and network mapping with route tables, and what is that? Network management with protocols. Okay, securities, everything we need to do practically. And those all devices we can see who are working in the data center, those guys can see physically those all devices. But who are working as a even network engineer, hardware engineer, who are not having that knowledge, yes, they can understand easily by using AWS or cloud. Okay, guys, by using cloud. Okay, that part is different. We will see later on that. Now, so this is my IP, new IP. So here we don't have anything here once again. So I'm going to, yes, I'm using Mobile string. Just wait, guys. Yes, new session. Yes, 192.168.254.145. Yes, I'm using a root. Yes, guys, we need to be discussed about this user management concept also. We need to discuss about user management concept also because it's very important. Regularly we are using super user only. That root user. That is not good practice. That is not good practice. Okay, by working with root user. Okay, so guys, now guys, this is our local mission. Yes, here we don't have that Docker. Here we don't have that Docker. Okay, and what is the command to see RAM and processor, guys? What is the command to see RAM and processor? Yes, free space -h. See, guys. So we have given 8 GB RAM. We have given 8 GB RAM. And the total is available still 7 GB RAM. Just it's consumed only half GB. The remaining half GB we can't use. The system will consume and it will hide that half GB. Okay. And coming to swap memory, that is part is different. We will discuss later on that. Next. Okay, LS CPU. So we have given the total number of processors, 4 processors. We have given 4 processors. And DF space -h. DF space -h. So what we have given that disk storage, that one we can see here. Total we have given 20 GB. Total we have given 20 GB. Yes, if you want to see that, yes, fdisk -l. This is one command. See, guys, we have given 20 GB. And there are two partitions, 1 GB for boot, 1 GB for boot, the remaining LVM, logical value. Inside this logical value, swap memory is there. Swap memory. Yes, it's consumed 2 GB. Okay, in this logical value, swap memory also available. Okay, yes, we need to less 2 GB RAM from this 19. So we need to allocate that. Already is allocated 2 GB RAM for swap memory. So the remaining is 17 GB. So the overall 17 GB we are consuming. See guys, we are consuming 17 GB. And one more, that LSB LK. See guys, the total disk is 20 GB disk. 1 GB per boot. Next 19 GB. 19 GB. Yes, once again, if you allocate that, if you partition that 17 GB for LVM, logical value, and 2 GB logical value with swap. Okay. So what is swap? If you want to Google it, yes, you can Google it after this class. That's very good practice. Okay, guys. Even myself also. Okay, I'll take that responsibility. Okay, to explain about that swap memory. Okay, but you have to wait for that time. Okay, now guys, this is the small information about system. I mean that given RAM and processors and storage. Now coming to, okay, so how much we are consuming? So how much we have provided services? I mean that hardware spec, 20 GB disk space, 8 GB RAM, and 4 processors. This is the overall primary resource information on this VM. And note that now where we are going to configuring Docker, I mean that where we are going to installing Docker, that mission calling as a Docker host mission. So wherever we are going to installing Docker, that mission calling as a Docker host mission. Docker host mission. See guys. Okay. So this is my hardware on this mission. So I have installed Windows 11 64-bit. On this mission, I have installed VMware. On this mission, I have created one VM Alma Linux. What is the name of the OS? What is the command to know OS name, guys? Yes, cat space /etc OS-release. See guys, Alma Linux 9.5. Okay, and host name CTL. This is also command to know the local host name and operating system name and version and structure. Is it a 32-bit or 64-bit structure? Okay, guys, this is okay. Next, guys. So we are using Alma Linux. On this VM. So yet not install Docker. If we have installed Docker, yes, we can see some list of its properties. We can see Docker properties after installing this one. Okay, guys. So we haven't installed. Next, RPM space -QI Docker -CE. We are going to installing Docker CE Community Edition. So once we install Docker on this mission, from the time this mission calling as a Docker host mission. This mission hosting Docker. You got it now, guys? Once we install Docker on this mission, from the time this mission calling as a Docker host mission. This Docker host mission, after installing this Docker, we are calling as a Docker host mission, and after that we can use this Docker host mission for multi-purpose with Docker containers. By using multi-purpose containers, By using multi-purpose Docker containers, we can do whatever we want. Multi-purpose, yes, we can do multitask. By using multi-purpose Docker containers, we can do multitask. We can use or we can gain those services by using multi-containers. We can achieve, we can reach with our goals. Okay, guys, by using those containers, multi-containers, multi-service containers. Multi-service mean, yes, there are database is there, database containers are there. Okay, in the database also MySQL is there, Oracle is there, MongoDB is there, like the different database services are there. And what is the web servers? Nginx is there, Nginx web server is there, next WebSphere is there, WebLogic is there, Glassfish is there, next Tomcat is there, HTTP is there, like there's so many. Coming to Jenkins, yes, you need not install anything, just pull the image, just run the Docker, or just pull the image and create container, then you can execute that Jenkins. Like that, so many services are there, so many. Nearly 20 lakhs above images are there. 20 lakhs above images are there. Maybe that is a small count. Every user can create their own images and they can upload into public Docker Hub. They can upload into public Docker Hub, or else they can upload into their private Docker Hub repositories, registries. Okay, guys, like that. So that we are calling multi-purpose. We can use this Docker for multi-purpose because it's providing that kind of facilities. Okay, so that we can use. Now what we are doing, we are going to installing Docker in this mission. So at present, or else, okay, so far we haven't installed Docker in this mission. Now let me show you how we can install Docker on this mission. Yes, already we are having our website, guys. Go through that. That is clouddevops.in. clouddevops.in. Okay, yes, here we are having that Docker. Just click on that, or else you can go for remaining public domains also. They are providing how to install Docker. Okay, guys. So already have prepared and I kept it here. Just click on that Docker install. Yes, this is the page for Docker installation. Guys, don't take this one. Don't take this one. Don't try to install this one because it's old one. You will get very old version. So forget about this one. So this is for, okay, when I was prepared this documentation, okay, for CentOS. Okay, I have uploaded into this website. After that, I didn't modify that. But the same one, which one I have prepared for CentOS? Now the CentOS is not available. Even the CentOS is 7. CentOS also 7. But the CentOS is not available. LTS CentOS is not available. But community, what is that? Streaming CentOS is there, but that's not compatible for our purpose. Okay, guys, we are not using. So forget about this CentOS. In this place, you can put that Alma Linux, Rocky Linux, and Red Hat, some other flavors, Red Hat family flavors. But it's 100% compatible for latest version of operating systems also. So the latest version of operating system is 9.5. 9.5. Okay, guys. So we can use on this OS also. Successfully tested. Already we ran that. Okay, we have executed the commands. Now, guys, just take this one, copy this one first one by one. Okay, and paste here. I forgot that first command. Let me apply that. For the first one. Okay, is it updated or not? So this is the first primary command, mupdate -y. Now don't forget this one. Yes, okay, but there are no updates because recently we have updated that one. So that, okay, there are no updates from the Alma Linux side. Okay, guys. Now you can apply this one. Now be ready with the next step. Okay, yes. What we are doing here by using this utilities, device mapper persistent data and LVM, logical volume 2. Logical volume 2. So it's related to volumes. Volumes mean storage. Volumes mean storage. Okay. So these are the prerequisites for this one. And we are going to downloading one Docker CE repo key. Repo. So inside this repo, this is a file. This is a file. Inside this file, we are having some URLs related to Docker Community Edition. Docker Community Edition. So that we are going to downloading that key from this server location. From where we are going to download Docker, download docker.com, Linux CentOS, Docker CE repo. So we need to be modified that, even that is available for Rocky Linux also and Alma Linux also available. Now we are going to installing Docker CE Community Edition, CME Community Edition. Just copy this one. Just paste here. The total size is 108 MB downloadable and installable is 431. Guys, actually, I should not discuss about this one in this level. If you observe that my previous class videos, I didn't discuss about Docker in the Jenkins entry level. But from this batch, little bit I have changed this one. Okay. So that I'm going to introducing Docker also. Because you need to learn something from basic level. Here only you want to see that what is the Docker, what is the purpose. At least if you put some knowledge, if you start learning about this one, you will get some knowledge and experience. So that reason I have started here only. Once we finish these installations and configurations on Jenkins, then we will go for working with Jenkins individually. We should not discuss about AWS, and we should not discuss about that Docker image, Docker container. Just only we will concentrate on Jenkins. So once we enter into the Jenkins, once again, we will start working with multiple tools. Once again, we will work with multiple tools by using Jenkins. Jenkins is only one CI/CD tool. We need to integrate a number of tools to Jenkins, like Maven, like Gradle, like Ant, like Tomcat, like SonarQube, like Nexus, like Docker. Once again, like Ansible, Grafana, Prometheus, Kubernetes, Helm, AWS. We need to integrate this all with Jenkins. So Jenkins playing main key role in the CI/CD pipeline. Okay, guys. Yes, guys. Now successfully we have installed Docker. RPM space -QI Docker -CE. See, Docker Community Edition. Okay, approach, version, release, architecture, install date, group, license. Finally, if anyone asks you question, what is a Docker? If anyone asks a question like what is a Docker? Yes, you can say this one. This is the official message from the Docker developers. This is the official message from the Docker developers who developed this software. Okay, those guys have said this one. Or else, if you are having that some more experience working with Docker, yes, you can add your experience also with your own conversation. Docker containers are both hardware and agnostic and platform agnostic. This means they can run anywhere from your laptop to the largest cloud compute instance and everything in between, and they don't require you to use a particular language or framework or packaging system. Okay, that makes the great building blocks for deploying and scaling web applications, databases, and backend services without depending on a particular stack or provider. So it provides the services isolatedly. Docker provides services isolatedly without any kind of dependencies. It will take that responsibility to work backend silently. Whatever the front-end features required for user, those users can use directly without getting any kind of, that dependencies like that, any kind of packages or languages by using. Directly they can access. Okay, each instance or each container works as a individual or isolatedly. That is one more big advantage. Now guys, successfully we have installed. Now systemctl status Docker. Okay, inactive, dead mode. Now what we are doing that? Now we are going to starting systemctl start Docker and systemctl enable Docker. Guys, when you are coming to working with Docker, that time you should not apply CE. That time you should not apply CE. Only apply Docker. Only apply Docker. Okay, guys. So you should not apply Docker CE. Only apply Docker. Only apply Docker. It will take that. Okay, responsibility, okay, to handle services. Now, guys. So what I did, just I'm going to starting the service for working immediately. Okay, if we want to work immediately with Docker, after installing, we need to start the service. From next reboot, automatically, itself it will start the service. Okay, from next reboot, you need not apply this command, Docker start. So the enable command will take the responsibility to start service. Now, guys, service started. I forgot to say that. Just let me stop this one. I'm stopping. Now we are seeing that now. See guys, Docker and Docker info. See guys. Okay. So after starting Docker service only, we can see this information. Forget about this one. I'll explain that. So whatever we are seeing the result at present, this result we can see after starting Docker service. Now what I'm doing that Docker stop. Sorry. Systemctl stop Docker. Okay. Yes. Now Docker info. Yes. Still we are seeing. Okay. Already I have applied that. Maybe internally it's working, guys. Internally it's working. Okay. Actually, so I forgot to say that because after installing Docker, if you try to execute a Docker commands, immediately it will throw one error. Is your Docker daemon is running? Is your Docker daemon running? It's mean when the Docker service is not running, immediately it will throw that. As a user, we need to read that. After reading that, we need to understand. Who are having that experience working with the Docker, those guys can understand immediately. Yes, Docker service is not running, so that is throwing that error. We need to understand that. So who are having that experience working with the Docker, yes, after installing that, immediately they will start the service to working with the Docker. So I did that one. I forgot to show you that. Okay, what is the reason for getting that? Is Docker daemon running or not? Yes, we will get one question. So when we are getting that question from the system side Docker service, immediately we need to understand, yes, we haven't started Docker service, so that reason we are getting that. So we need to realize and immediately we need to apply this command. What is that? This command. Okay, guys. Now, if you see that systemctl status Docker no pager. See, guys. Now Docker service is running and also enabled. Present disabled. Once you reboot this one, automatically it will also come like that enabled. See, guys, Docker service is running. And guys, this terminology is a little bit different. This terminology is a little bit different compared to the remaining previous terminology words. And first, a little bit confusion. You will be in confusion first 1 or 2 classes, because this environment is like that. You need to digest by applying that commands. Okay, in the commands only, in the letters only, in the table format only, we need to understand this is the instance, this is the service. Yes, the service is running or not. Service means the container. I mean that the server is running or not. We can't see like a VMware, like we can't see that as a physical server, or we can't see as a desktop, or we can't see as a laptop. Laptop is a physical device. Desktop is a physical device, and physical servers are physical devices. Okay, guys. And VMs also likely we'll get some look and feel. Yes, these all are the VMs we can see like that. Some look and feel, but not like that here. Everything, whatever we are seeing like that, see the text format, the same one there also we are seeing in the text format each and everything. So that it will take small time to digest that terminology. Don't worry. Why I'm saying like that? Okay, really, if you are in confusion, you can understand and you can realize that yes, already the trainer said that we need to wait for some 1 or 2 classes, because already he said that okay, it's a confusing subject. Yes, we will wait for next 1 or 2 classes. If I'm not saying that, maybe you'll be in confusion. Yes, it's a confused subject. Maybe trainer not providing in understandable format. So like that, you will be in confusion. To avoid that confusions and what is that some gap, you and me, yes, and the day one only I'm saying that. Okay, of course we are not concentrating much more on this Docker side until finishing this Jenkins and all. Yes, we need to finish what is that Jenkins with Maven. Okay, and we need to concentrate on some services in the Jenkins, user management, scheduling the jobs, okay, and backups, okay, and okay, some more concepts are there. We need to finish those concepts. Then only we will come with different services like that, Sonar Cube and Nexus and all. That time once again we'll come into Docker for creating Sonar Cube server and for Nexus server. Okay, so slowly we can understand easily what we did in previous sessions and what we are doing in the DevOps flow cycle. Okay, guys. So from today we are going to concentrating on premise directly with VMs, and we are going to concentrating on AWS cloud also. Once it's over AWS cloud, then once again we will enter into the Docker side also for spin up these environments, guys. Note that point. Don't confuse and don't panic. Okay, don't hesitate to ask the questions if you have any problem. Try to understand. Okay, feel free. I'm always with you to resolve your issues. Okay, thank you, guys. Now just let me apply that host name ctl set -host name. Yes, this is the Docker server. Okay, yes, already we have installed Docker. From this time this mission calling as a Docker host mission. Okay, Docker host mission, and I haven't installed anything inside this directly like that. Git and all I haven't installed. Okay, yes. Now Java I haven't installed. Okay, Git I haven't installed. Wget I haven't installed. Tar I haven't installed. Oh, of course by default it's came. unzip, okay. See guys, VIM, I haven't installed. Of course, VIM required, some other packages required, but directly we are not doing any kind of Java packages or something like that inside this mission. So first, okay, but without Java, we can't configure Jenkins. Now guys, I'm entering into that. I'm entering into little bit of Docker. Yes, Docker -hyphen version. This is the command to see the Docker information. If you want some more detailed information for the previous command, just remove this -hyphen. Just apply that to Docker version. You will get some more detailed information about this Docker. Your client is there, server is there. Client engine is there, server engine is there. Okay, the version, the same version in the client side and the server side. And the API version, same. Go version, same. Git commands, same. Are little bit different. Git commit is different. Okay. Next, built OS architecture. Okay. Experimental, false. Okay, container D, the container version. Okay, Git also required here. Okay, run commands. Okay, version, Docker init. See guys, here also Git playing some key role for committing. I'll tell that where we are using Git in the Docker also. Okay, don't forget about Git and don't forget about Linux. Okay, Git also involving in all areas. Depends on our requirement, we can use that Git. Okay, for small example, yes, we are having relation with Git on Linux missions also. We are going to preparing shell script files and we are uploading into GitHub. Those shell script files. So on Linux mission, on Linux users also, Linux administrators also using Git for maintaining their shell script files globally. And Jenkins, we are going to writing Jenkins files, and already yesterday we have prepared for Jenkins configuration. We have prepared one shell script file, Jenkins installation configuration. The DevOps engineer also using. And we are going to using Git for Docker also. We are going to writing Docker files under Docker commands. We are saving and uploading into GitHub repository for future referrals. Okay, so Git is most useful in all areas. Don't forget about that Git. Try to practice at least half an hour or 1 hour one day. Okay, until when you get some experience. Okay, with those commands. Okay, guys. Now successfully we have installed a Docker. From this time it's calling as a Docker host mission. Now, yes, Docker info. It is a some more little bit powerful command. By this command, we can understand and we can know the information about this system, Docker host mission, and Docker services, and Docker images, and Docker containers. What is the image? What is a container? If you are new to Docker terminology, you will be in confusion until when I'm giving that explanation. But wait, see guys, where we have applied this command? I have applied, what is that? Here. This is the information about Docker. Yes, see. Docker client engine. Once again, we will get by using what we saw that by Docker version. That one same it will come. Say Docker client and the Docker engine also there, and the plugins. These are the plugins. Okay, debugging mode false. Okay, context default version this one. And coming to server side, in the server side only we are having containers and the total containers. This is the information related to total containers. Out of those containers, there are running containers, there are paused containers, and stopped containers. And related to images. Okay, forget what is image. Forget about what is container. Just okay, but the present total images are 0. Without image, there is no container. Fix and note it, strongly fix it in your brain. Write it strongly, write in your brain. Without image, there is no container. Okay, that one. Next, server information. Okay, and this is the information about that. And plugins, server side plugins. Okay, Docker Swarm, it's a cluster. Docker Swarm is a cluster. What is a cluster? If you don't know what is a cluster, you must wait. You must wait until when we are starting that Docker Swarm. Okay, guys. You got it, no, guys? Now, guys. Okay, run times. So this is still we are in Docker side only. Still we are in Docker side only. Next, coming to this information related to our local mission. I mean that, so where we have installed a Docker, on which mission we have installed the Docker, that mission information. So we are using kernel version and operating system we are using. Type is Linux, architecture 64-bit, and we have given 4 processors, and total GB we have given 8 GB, and the name, the host name is Docker server. Okay, this information related to where we have installed Docker, the server information. Okay, so total memory and ID and Docker root directory, where lib Docker, debugging mode, false. Okay, experimental false. Okay, insecure registries. These are the insecure registries. So what is insecure mean? So this is information related to if we want to configure our own private registries, that one. So this small part also belongs to Docker side. Docker side, not only Docker side, yes, we can use this Linux side also, but we will discuss later on that. Okay, yes, guys, live restore enabled false. So this is the basic information, but when we can see this information after starting Docker service only, we can see that. Now Docker service started. Now coming to image. Now coming to image. So image nothing but a predefined structure or a template. So template means, for example, see guys, it is a shell script file. Already we have written instructions. Step by step we have given already we have written step by step instructions. Each command having each okay, it's a individual responsibility, individual activity. Okay, so these all steps are in one single file. Now it's calling as a template. If you go to GitHub repository, yes. So already we have prepared. Yes, come here. See guys, these all are the repositories. Already I have prepared here. But it's a private. I can access myself only. Public guys can't access. See, I have prepared. So EKS setup. If I want to configure EKS setup, yes, I have prepared entire environment. See guys, for Grafana and Prometheus, for Jenkins on AWS ET. Okay, see guys. Okay, Grafana. Like that, I have prepared all these shell script files. It's a template. Already we have given some instructions. If you run this one, yes, the environment will spin up. Like that. Image is little bit advanced. Image is little bit advanced compared to these shell scripts. Okay, those are ready-made, nearly 95%. 95%. Those are ready-made. Okay, environments are templates. Ready-made templates. Just apply one command, you will get one container. And once again, I am coming to image and container. Image is a template. Template nothing but template nothing but who developed the template, who developed the template, that person calling as a developer. That person calling as a developer, template developer. Who are going to developing the template? The person must have experience working with Docker terminology, Docker experience, and other services. Other services mean, for example, so now what I did here, yes, I have prepared Helm chart. Without knowledge, without Helm knowledge, I can't prepare this one. Without Helm knowledge, I can't prepare this one. What is a Helm? What is a Helm chart? Where we are using, how we are using. Okay. So when we can use that knowledge and experience must have before preparing this script. So here, as a developer who are going to preparing the template, the person must have both sides. Where we are going to preparing, where we are going to preparing, we must have that experience. Where we are going to executing this script, that area also must have that experience. I mean that both. See, if it is shell script file, yes, I must have that shell script experience and knowledge. Without shell scripting, I can't prepare this one. But my target is not for preparing shell script. My target is not preparing for shell script program. My target is to work with these services. My target is working with the Helm chart. Without this shell script also, yes, I can work with the Helm chart. But by using shell script, yes, we can handle easily and quickly. And we can use multi-purpose in multi areas in future also. In future, yes, with small changes, without writing once again the entire script, yes, we can do some changes wherever we want with version compatibilities or something that just we can modify and we can save and we can execute. That is the advantage. That is the advantage. Okay. So that we are going to preparing this and all. Now, so in this case, in simple words, template nothing but a predefined structured or instructions document. Okay. Or we have given some instructions or conditions to execute the particular task. Okay, like that. So here my requirement is, I'll tell that my requirement is I want to configure Jenkins. See guys, now you need to understand. Okay, little bit elaborate your brain. Okay, enhance your understanding level also. Okay, please come out from that what is that child subject mindset little bit. Okay, try to understand. If you have any problem, yes, I can understand. Okay, I'll tell that once again. Okay, now guys, what is this here? Sorry, I need 5 Jenkins servers or 10 Jenkins servers. Okay, in real time, are we working with 5 Jenkins servers or 2 Jenkins servers? Yes. In big projects, we are working with 2 or 4 or 5, depends on requirement. See guys, this is Jenkins server. Yes, in last time we saw that for configuring Jenkins, how much it will take time? Yes, manually, if you go manually, if you apply that manual one by one, yes, it will take a lot of time. You need to copy and paste on something that maybe, and we will get some issues also. If you forget one step, or if you forget it, okay, or if you are not going to selecting while copying this one, if you forget to selecting one letter, yes, automatically you will be in trouble. Okay, and it will take a lot of time for troubleshooting after finishing these steps. You don't know, if you are a beginner, you don't know where you did the mistake. You can't find easily, and you can't find easily, and you can't debug that. First, you need to find the root cause. After that, you need to debug that. If you want to do that, yes, it will take a couple of minutes, couple of hours. Some days it will take a couple of days also. If you are the beginner, why you want to waste that much of time? Yes, if you just copy and paste this one, yes, we can finish within 15 minutes. We can finish 15 minutes if you have that high-speed internet. Okay. If you don't know what is this command, where we are using, why we need to use this one, that's a little bit some more difficult. If you don't know, or if you know this one, yes, just copy this one and paste this one. Yes, the script will take responsibility to finish end to end. Yes. Okay, that is one advantage. That is one advantage. If you are not having these steps to prepare Jenkins, you need to gather the information, you need to apply the command, and you need to Google, or you need to go for that some different ways. You need to ask to someone. If they're not giving proper information, you will be in trouble. If it is not correct command, maybe if it is not compatible command, yes, you will be in trouble. See how much you will get that pain. To avoid this all kind of conflicts and problems, yes, this is the better way. This is the better way. Okay. But if you are having that zero knowledge about this one, yes, you can do this one. You can do this one. Okay. Just two commands knowledge is enough. Two commands knowledge is enough. Just to save this one and give the permission, then run that. Run that. Just within 3 commands, we can finish. Open one file in the editor, a VA or VM or nano or something. Just copy and paste this one, save this one, give the permission, run the file. That's it. That's it. Yes, your Jenkins server up ready. Up ready. After that, yes, enter into that Jenkins console. Just apply that encrypted key, then install suggested plugins, then give the user details. Just log in into the yes, your Jenkins is ready. See guys, how much it is easy. Okay. This is my expert. This is my experience. I kept so much more efforts on this file for preparing this document. Simply you are taking, yes, you are executing. See, you are also job holder, I'm also job holder. Okay. But you are also working with this script. I'm also working with this script. But this script, okay, developed by which person? This script developed by which person? Yes, if I upload this in the public domains, if I apply this in the public domain, just copy and paste, you can execute that. That is the advantage, this kind of that. So even Docker also providing like that. So here, so what we are doing, so if you want to configure Docker environment on multiple servers, yes, really are we going to configuring multiple Jenkins servers? Yes, really we are going to configuring. Okay, Jenkins masters, Jenkins master, Jenkins load balancer, and next Jenkins slaves for distributed builds. See guys, if you want to install and configure, it will take couple of minutes. It will take a couple of minutes. Even if you go to cloud, they are providing that image building on existing servers. On existing instances, you can create images. Okay. AWS image, you can prepare that. AMI, you can prepare on existing one. But that is also a little bit heavyweight. Now guys, now I want to create 5 Jenkins servers with lightweight. See guys, how much it will take time? At least it will take 1 hour to 1.5 hour time. 1 hour to 1.5 hour time. Okay, but here 5 servers required, 5 VMs required, 5 VMs required. Each one you need to create, and you need to spend that, you need to allocate resources. Little bit complicated. Coming to Docker side, first create one VM. Either EC2 instance, or on-premise VM. So here, create instance, install the prerequisites Docker and all, install Docker and all, then create one Docker file, create one Docker file. In this Docker file, so what we are doing here, yes, we are going to writing the steps which are required for the Docker file. Then, yes, we are going to executing Docker commands to create one template. That's the template calling as a image. So what is this Docker file? What we are going to writing here inside this Docker file? Yes, we are choosing that base OS. Yes, Alma Linux. We are choosing Alma Linux. Okay. Then what we are choosing? Yes, we are going to updating. Then we are going to, okay. Yes, we are going to updating. Then we are going to installing. So what we need to install? Duplicate we need to install, VIM we need to install, tar we need to install, make we need to install, unzip we need to install for future reference. Okay. Next, Java we are going to installing, font config we are going to installing. Okay. Font config we are going to installing, and we are going to downloading Jenkins key and repo file. Then we are going to installing install Jenkins. Then we are going to starting the service. These all steps we are going to writing. Once it's over, by using Docker command, yes, we are going to creating a image. These are the instructions inside this Docker file. Docker file is a text file. We are going to writing steps inside this Docker file. By using Docker commands, we are going to creating a image. This is one process. This is our custom image. Now, if you want to save this image, and guys, keep in mind, we can't read and write in human readable format. We can't read and write this image in human readable format. That format is encrypted by Docker. The Docker can only understand this one. This is the human readable format. By using Docker commands, we are converting into image that is calling as a template. From this template, we are going to creating a container. That container calling as a, yes, this is the Jenkins server. See, this is the Docker file we have prepared for configuring Jenkins. Then we have converted into image. Then we have converted into Docker terminology image. From this image, from the Docker command, we are going to creating containers. See guys, how much it is easy. How many you want? 10 or 20 or 100? And it is a container. Already I told that. Once again, try to digest. Okay, try to understand. Container nothing but a VM. Container also one kind of a server. Container also one kind of instance. Container also a VM. In virtualization technology, we are calling as a VM. In AWS terminology, we are calling as an instance. In local VMware or virtual box, we are calling as a VM. In Azure, we are calling as a VM. In AWS, we are calling as an instance. In local VMware and virtual box, we are calling as a VM. But these all are converted into container in Docker terminology. If you go to AWS, we are calling an instance. That instance calling as a container in Docker terminology. If you go to Azure, yes, we are calling as a VM. The same one, if you call to in Docker terminology, that's calling as a container. If you go to VMware and virtual box, we are calling as a VM. The same one we are calling as a container in the Docker terminology. Keep in mind. Okay, in simple words, Container nothing but a VM or instance or server. Okay. It works isolatedly. It works isolatedly. Okay. Okay, guys. Now, so what we are doing, this is one process. Another way, there is a simple, already the image is there. Yes, it's a Docker hub. It's a Docker hub. Like that, how we are having that how we are having GitHub repositories. How we are having GitHub repositories in the GitHub. Like that, Docker hub also providing services on Docker images. If you are the Docker user, if you are expert, if you are the expert on the Docker, yes, you can prepare your own image in your local machine after installing Docker. Then convert into image, then convert into executable or uploadable image format by tagging, then upload into public Docker Hub registry. If this image is public, yes, everyone can access. If I'm the user, if I have any kind of requirement to this one, yes, I can download in my mission. Yes, I can execute the same one what you have prepared. See, someone have uploaded this image into Docker Hub, and some other one user using is going to download this image into his local mission. Then he reads about image. Yes, it's related to maybe Jenkins. Yes, he is going to create in one container. Yes, he is going to create in one container. Once he created that container, he will get like the same Jenkins container, but in his local mission. See how much it is easy. Okay, this is advantage. But if you want to create these containers, okay, it won't take more than 1 second. It won't take more than 1 second. And on an averagely, we can create per second, yes, 2 to 3 containers. 2 to 3 containers we can create per 1 second. Really, in real world, if you want to set up physical server, is it possible to buy and transport and place into rack and mount into rack format? Then need to install OS and all. Then we need to install firewalls and networking devices, and we need to install software. Then we need to test it. Then we need to do production environment. How much it will take time? Is it possible to put in 1 second or 2 seconds or 1 minute or 1 hour or 2 hours or 1 day? How much manpower required? Yes, here, if you have that knowledge and experience working with the DevOps tools, okay, if you have that basic knowledge about that programming languages, yes, you can pull that, you can develop application, then you can put into that image, then you can create container, then you can spin up the container. Yes, then test the application on the existing container. Within 1 hour, you believe on it, guys. If you concentrate, if you're having that strong knowledge and experience, yes, within 1 hour we can complete the task. That much easy. That is the power of Docker. Yes, this Docker having that much of power. So many employees are losing their jobs. Who are going to losing their jobs? Maybe those employees are not having updated knowledge or working knowledge with these tools. When they're not going to upgrading their skills, when they're not going to updating their skills, even the software employees also, they can't work much more. They can't sustain, they can't protect. They are ready to leave from the industry. Okay, not only me, not only you. Okay, always, okay, you need to act as a student. You need to act as a student in IT industry with updated technology, new technologies. Okay, when you are going to starting that kind of, or when you are losing that confidence or patience to learn, yes, you are ready to leaving your job. That is the concept here. Okay. So, however, let me show you. So now, so one more method. So what we can, already one base image is there. Already base image is there. That is the Alma Linux. Alma Linux image is there. Yes, you can pull that image in your local machine from Docker Hub to this is our local machine. This is our local machine. Local Docker host mission. Where we have installed Docker. That's calling as a Docker host, local host mission or engine. Okay, you can pull this image. This is a plain image. What we have downloaded. How we have downloaded this plain OS image. This one. Here we haven't installed. Just we are downloading the image. Just we have created the EVM. After that, we haven't installed anything inside this. Just we have updated. Even we haven't installed that VA or VAM or wget or something. Okay, it's clear and plain image or VM like that. Here also we are having that. Plain Alma Linux image or Rocky Linux image. You can pull it. You can pull into your local machine that image, and create the container. This is the image. In the same mission. Create container. Okay, it's a container. Yes, it's a plain container. It's a plain image. And we will get plain container. Yes, now you can install whatever you want. Software is inside this one. You can install whatever you want. Install this spelling mistake. You can install. You can install whatever you want packages. Okay. Now one server is ready. With your services. Then you can okay, create image. Okay, it's a custom image. See, this is the plain image. This is the plain image. From the plain image, we have created plain container. On this container, we have installed packages. After installing that, we are going to creating custom image. Custom image. Okay, guys. This is the okay, ready to use template. See, from the image we have created container. From inside this container we have installed packages. Then we have converted into custom image. From this image you can create ready to use containers. How many you want? So whatever we have installed packages, the same like that we will get container. How many you want? 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5. And one more, coming to hardware information. So what we have given? What are the resources we have given? Coming to my local VM, I have given that 8 GB RAM and 4 processors with 20 GB disk space. Each and every container comes with the same resources. Each and every container comes with the same resources. This is the major advantage. This is the powerful advantage with Docker terminology, Docker technology. Hardly how many VMs we can create with 4 GB? Yes, we can create 4 VMs. We can create 4 VMs. But once you create 4 VMs with 4 GB, yes, we can't run. At least we need to reduce 2 GB for 1 VM. Remaining 3 VMs we can create with 4 GB. The 4th VM we can create 2 GB. That's it. We can't create more than 4. We can't create. But here, that is the power of. Yes. Now this where we have installed Docker. I mean this is the Docker host mission. Already I told that Already I told that free -h. 8 GB we have given. LSB, LK. We have given 20 GB disk. We have given 20 GB disk. And LSCPU. Yes, we have given 4 processors. See guys. On each container, every container comes with 4 processors. Every container comes with 20 GB disk space. Every container comes with 8 GB RAM. If we create 50 containers, nothing but 50 servers, 50 instances, 50 VMs. In the Docker terminology, we are calling it as a container. 50 into 4, 50 servers into 4 processors. How many guys? 200 processors. 50 into 8 GB RAM. 50 into 8 GB RAM, 400 GB. Are we having the disk space? Are we having disk space? Yes, 50 into 20 GB. 50 into 20 GB disk space. What is that? 1000 GB. 1000 GB. Are we having? Are we having, guys? No. How is it possible? Okay. On VMware, or isolated or monolithic process, we can't. But by using this, we can do that. Let me show you. Yes, Docker PS. Yes, now if you want to see the containers, Docker PS -a, nothing. Next, Docker images, and note that point. Without image, there is no container. Without image, there is no container. Note that point. So here basically there is no any single image. So not possible to maintain, or not possible to see containers, or not possible to create containers. Container is a VM or instance or server. The server or container depends on that base image. Now let me create one container. See guys, Docker PS, here we don't have. Docker images, we don't have. Now let me Docker search Alma Linux. So if the image is available, yes, we can pull that image. See, the image is available. Official. Now, where are these all images? We are gathering the information. We got this information from the Docker Hub. Okay, if it is possible, tomorrow session we will discuss what is Docker Hub. Okay, or else, okay, once we enter into the Docker, then we will discuss. Okay, otherwise, okay, we will be in the deviated mode. So that's not good. Okay, see guys, now we are getting the image. Now we are getting the image from Docker Hub to our local machine. Docker pull. These all are the commands. Don't worry about it. I'll explain that. Docker pull, yes, Alma Linux. See guys, now we are pulling that image from remote to local, because I don't know how to prepare that base image. Okay, this is the base image. How we have created Alma VM on VMware. This is the plain image, and it's a very lightweight image. Okay, just maybe 230 MB or below 230 MB. Here we must have internet. Without internet, you can't. Now guys, now Docker images. See guys, 189 MB OS. Very basic OS, which are essential for to work as a OS. Those services only, those packages only they have given. Now guys, now I'm going to creating a container. Docker run -itd -name. Yes, Jenkins server. Next, okay. -p 8080 colon 8080. Next, I'm mapping that port mapping because that's very important. Next image Alma Linux, yes, /bin/bash. Okay, guys. See, now we got one container, Docker PS. See, guys, one server is up and running. Container ID, image from where we have created this one. Command created, status. See, guys. Okay, now this one. Now what I'm doing? So now I'm entering into the container. Till I'm in host mission. Now I'm entering into that server. Now this is the server. Now I am entering into that server. Yes, Docker attach Jenkins. Yes, 5F. We need to write here complete 5F. Okay. Now see, guys. Now I'm inside this one. Now Docker commands won't work. Because it's one server. Inside this server, we haven't installed Docker. Now we need to execute, yes, update -y. We are going to updating the server. Which server? It's a empty container. Now we are inside this one. We are going to updating this one. Just what we did from the Docker Hub, we pulled that image and we kept in our local machine. Then we have created one empty container. Now we are going to updating this container. How we have executed this Linux, this all environment. Same like that we are doing inside that container. Okay. Just wait. It will take small time. We will finish just 10 minutes, guys. Maybe some network issue, almost low because it was slowly. Okay. My regular network record. Guys, did you lose my screen sharing? Guys, did you lose my screen sharing?
Yeah, it's really good.
Guys, how much you are going to putting effort on this one, that much you will get gain. We do one thing, guys. Can we do tomorrow this one? Can we continue from tomorrow? From here? Yes, guys.
Okay.
Okay, guys. We will continue. We'll continue here. Okay, from here tomorrow class. Okay. So note this point where we are going to stopping. Okay, from here we will continue. Okay, thank you, guys.